So I want to do a quick video on why I'm so into car audio and why I do these videos, and the reason behind that. Um, I really enjoy music. I listen to a lot of music at home, and then of course in the vehicle, because you're kind of trapped in you know your car, and sometimes you hit a traffic jam or whatever it is, and it's nice to have, be able to listen to some music. And I figure why not listen to it the way the artist intended. So I like hi-fi audio. I like to get the good stuff, to enjoy enjoy the best, if you can get it, or whatever sounds best to you for your budget. I don't have a huge budget, but I think luckily I've been in the game long enough to know where the deals are, where you can score some really awesome gear for a decent price. I had a guy who left some comments on a video, and he had some interesting insights. Apparently he worked for a manufacturer who was in the car audio business out in Phoenix, and I thought that was pretty cool, because that was kind of the epicenter of car audio in the United States, in what I consider kind of the heyday, or the time that I was involved in it. And the business has changed a lot, for better or worse. I mean, that's total opinion. Things are a lot cheaper now, but they're made overseas. It's all about your opinion. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I have a very specific opinion on that matter. But just arguing certain points that, if you're coming with facts, absolutely. I was kind of like, well, I don't agree with everything you're saying, but basically saying that the only reason to buy any of this old school stuff is because you're some geek who that's what you're into. Well, absolutely. Put me in the camp, buddy. This is what I'm into. It's what I like to do. It's fun. I like wiring stuff up. I like trying different things. I like hearing different people's systems. But I just didn't find it as entertaining. Later on, and then I saw some guys started doing these old school setups, and kind of of course we have nostalgia for this stuff, and that's and some people that might be their sole motivation. To me, man, I find some of it a better sound, frankly, because you're various factors, AB. They're doing amazing things with Class D today, but AB, and then really efficient drivers. I believe efficiency. I really, this is my philosophy, and it can differ. And if it sounds better to you, by all means, if it makes you happy, buy it by the bucketful. But that just that efficiency to me, and I got this from researching Mr. Klipsch, who for many years designed and developed. His big thing was compression horns for the home cabinets, and then very efficient bass drivers. That efficiency is inversely proportionate to distortion, and I find that to be true in a lot of cases. When you have a driver that's highly efficient, you get several benefits from that. One being, and that's not totally, you can't just use everything in a blanket statement with audio, because just every little tiny factor makes a huge difference. So something can be super efficient. Some of the most garbage drivers ever invented and designed were absolute hot trash, as Hi-Fi Vega would say. But if you do it right, and you do an efficient driver in a quality way, it just, I think it lends itself to a very, very accurate driver, and that goes for sub bass, mid, highs. I think across the spectrum. I just find that more efficiency really, really gives a better overall sound. To me, especially in dynamics, especially in like the you know, the short peaks in music, the you know, the sharpness. I don't know. It seems to tighten everything up to me. And I mean, I've heard, you know, I mean, it gets less important the further down in the hertz spectrum you go. And I really won't argue that point, because that's just a fact. The human ear does not detect distortion in the lower hertz range as much as it will in the upper, you know, the higher end. So, you know, and in the different distortions, like crossover distortion, is very apparent. If you're dealing with that, you know, there's not any trickery you can do to overcome that. But, you know, just overall, you know, I do have a philosophy and opinion, but that's what works for me. I'm in no way saying that I expect that to work for everybody. But to go back and, you know, and to call, you know, certain things like, oh, the yesteryear stuff was garbage, I think you're poorly mistaken. I think that you haven't done your research. And I frankly, I can't imagine you've heard an old school setup, because it's a different sound. And I believe that, and I'll back that 100%. It is a different sound. I mean, I deal with CDs. I don't even do Bluetooth. Not that Bluetooth is way more, like, it's just way more convenient. And I get that. And so if somebody uses that as their signal source, you know, I don't dog it. I mean, you know, hey, you know, I have to carry a CD book around and shuffle through CDs, and while driving, probably not the best idea. You know, I've had lots of years of practice with that. So, you know, I've never had an accident, never, you know, gotten a ticket. So I guess you know, maybe I'm lucky, but, you know, it just, that's what I like. I mean, I'm just going to go with what sounds best to me, and, do what I got to do, and deal with the you know, the compromises that I make are more on, I'm willing to more make on the convenience side and less on the final product of sound quality. So but that's me. And so, you know, I know some people are like, if a deck doesn't have Bluetooth, they aren't going to do it. If they have to deal with, you know, getting caps, you know, something recapped, and doing this and that, they're just not going to do it, because it's not worth it to them. To me, it's what I'm into. This is fun. My videos, you know, and he claimed, well, I'm not going to watch any more of your videos. Fantastic, dude. Like, I don't understand why he would think I care. I'm nowhere near the numbers to even monetize anything. And even when I'm there, I can't imagine even wanting to do that. Because I've never made any money off car audio. This is a losing proposition. I put money into it to get enjoyment out. This is my entertainment. I've never charged anybody more for an item than I put into it. I'm kind of a pay it forward guy. This is, you know, I don't want to turn it into a job. This is not a job for me. This is my entertainment. This is what I do. It's what I have fun with. You know, some people think it's weird. That's fine. It's, you know, it's entertaining to me. I love seeing old school stuff. It brings up feelings from the past of how much fun we used to have. Because back in the day, and I think any old school guy can agree with this, we were just fumbling through the dark. I did some really, really dumb stuff back in the day because I didn't know. But you know what? I worked on it till I figured it out, and that was the fun. You know, the fun part was that was half the fun. Really, it was like, hey man, I built this box and this thing sucks. You know, or you can't do this, you can't do that. You know, just trial and error. But that was the fun part, was to, you know, when you got something right, there was a real satisfying feeling from that, and that's why. You know, and that's what I do. I mean, of course, today, I mean, because if you have the information available, you're going to use it. So, you know, I research stuff, and I use the, you know, I mean, I already understand Ohm's law, so I don't really need to, you know, do those things. But I mean, to a new guy, if you don't understand how to wire your stuff or this or that, poof, you go right to the internet, boom, tells you exactly what to do, how you wire it, what ohm load you're going to present to the amp. You can go right to the manual. I mean, possibly, and because manuals today suck, but you know, and see what you're going to get for what you're presenting, and what, you know, a lot of times they don't include all the numbers they used to, because a lot of people, it's like, well, yeah, you can get more performance out of that amp at this lower ohm load, but I don't think a lot of people know that, like, hey, you're gonna half the number of the dampening factor, for example, which to me, on when you're dealing with the sub amp, or the amp you're using to drive your sub H drivers, it's going to affect that. And dampening factor at a certain point really it's kind of nominal. So if you have a huge dampening factor, you can have it all day, take her way down in the ohm load. It's not going to be a problem. You're not going to notice a sound difference. Just different philosophies, different opinions, and that's fine. And share your opinion, but I don't know. I don't make money off this. My channel's not about that. It's just, I'm sharing what I know, and if I'm wrong, go ahead and correct me. But you don't have to be mean about it. You don't have to say things, and if you want to leave the channel, like, I care. I mean, I just really don't. I guess maybe he misunderstood what my goal is here, which is, hey, if you got some information about this stuff, share it. But I don't want you to mislead people. I don't want you to make untrue statements. I'm not out here trying to gather as many views and as many viewers as I can. I love to have them. I like to have I would like to have a lot of people to watch this channel, but by no means is it a money thing. I'm never gonna make money off this. I don't want to make money off this. That is the furthest thing on my list. I don't know. I got fired up. I said some things. I kind of felt bad because I was just like, I'm not that kind of guy. But boy, he got me fired up. And then he fired off, like, one of his last things was he somehow Donald Trump came into Car Audio, which I don't know exactly how the hell that happens, but he worked it in there. It's like, look, dude, I really, like, politics is out of a million things, that would be numbered 999,999 that I would be freaking worried about, dude. I really, this is a Car Audio channel. I do Car Audio stuff. I love it when people comment. I don't have a lot of comments because I don't have a lot of viewers, because I'm doing a very niche thing. But I just hope that the guys that I'm doing it for, I was doing it for myself, really, because I'm going on there in YouTube and looking up old school stuff, and there's some excellent channels, but there's very little of it. And so I was just trying to add something, It's like, hey, man, I collect a lot of this stuff. I got a lot of gear laying around. Why don't I do my own? Why don't I do what I'm hoping other people would do? And that's what this is about. And and I have no problem with somebody having a differing opinion. That was one of the enjoyments of Car Audio back in the day, was people arguing back and forth. You get the Rockford Fosgate fanboys, the Kicker fanboys, the PPI, the Lanzar, and that's cool. That's a discourse I would love to get into, but not like, hey, all you old school guys are garbage and you're deluding yourselves by thinking that you're gaining anything by doing this. Well, I think you might want to go and check one out. Do yourself a favor, treat yourself, don't cheat yourself, buddy, and just hear one. If you got into my vehicle and you thought this sounded horrible, I'd be like, well, man, I guess I just didn't do what it took to satisfy you. But when I let this thing throw and just let it do its thing and crank it up, and I've done a ton of demos with this, and I haven't seen one person not smile. And I ask them I say, hey, I want you to be brutally honest. What do you think? And, every once in a while, somebody's like, oh man, I heard this, this system with these, some Class D with multiple subs, and it was a lot louder. I'm sure it was, and that's fine. I'm like, okay, yeah. I was like, for me, this works, but, maybe this, you're still able to breathe when I got her cranked up. So it's not going to get it for those guys. And that's fine, because I was one of those guys a long time ago. It's like, I want it loud. I want more bass. Nowadays, that's not a big priority. I mean, I feel like I got plenty of bass. I mean, some people get in here and go, why would you want to create anything that does that, is that loud? Or people that drive around with me that are like, you drive around listening to your music that loud? I'm like, well, yeah, it sounds awesome. Like, I have to hit a certain point where I'm feeling the music, and that's where I enjoy it. Other people, they like it as something in the background, and I can totally understand that. And so I guess I just didn't understand why he came on there and just wanted to trash. He came at it in a way that I just don't understand what his end game was. And I feel bad because I was, I don't know, I left him remarks that to me are regrettable. I don't know this guy. He might have just been a troll trying to gaslight me, and he did, and I'm kind of embarrassed by that, because I think that's all it was. I mean, he didn't really bring anything to the table, for anybody trying to look out, seek out some answers on this stuff, and try to, just to figure out, what they like, and hey, is this old school something I should look into, or, is it not? I mean, to me, I don't care if you want to come and start, creating an old school collection, because, I mean, yes, I want the old school stuff to, be relevant and for people to be interested in it. And for me, it's worth it because of the sound. But, the more people I get interested into it, the more expensive it gets, the harder it is for me to acquire these items. So, it's kind of a catch-22. So I don't know. That's my opinions. Just a few thoughts on what I'm doing and why I'm interested in it, and just give people maybe a better idea of what my goal is here with this channel. And that's just to invite people from all walks and all people who are just like, really, they like car audio. I do some home audio too, because I just like music. So I spend a significant amount of my discretionary budget on audio equipment. But that's because it's what I like to do. I like to wire stuff up. I like to hear different things. I like to enjoy music, but on a high level, on a very high quality, high fidelity level. And that just happens to be one of the things that I enjoy. And to me, it seems like an investment that for my life, because we're only here for a finite amount of time. Why not go ahead and put money into something that you use, something that you enjoy, and just enjoy, your hobby. And this is a hobby for me, and that's all it is. It's not, I don't make money. I'm not serious about it. And, like to that level, I mean, I am fairly serious because I don't like to BS about it. But, just share your opinion and don't think somebody's stupid for doing what they're doing, because if that works for them, let them do it. But if you can help and leave, constructive criticism, that's what I would like to see. I don't want to see somebody just come on and try and make people look stupid, because it's like, well, what did you accomplish? What's your end game? You just like making people angry? Okay, well, if that's the case, and then you threaten to not be here and then not look at my videos, see ya. Okay, that no problem with me whatsoever. I don't make money off this, dude. I'm nowhere near being able to, let alone want to, monetize any of this. And that's my opinion on this old school car audio. Thanks.